All right. We are live. Welcome live from the crossroads of America, a 1 hour talk show. It's Shooting with Disabilities. We might touch on guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat box and we'll get to them. Or you can email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. As I said, we're broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube. Also, if you missed the show or any past show I have done, you can find it on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. This one will be up there within 24 hours of the show ending tonight. I have a Patreon page, and I have a bunch of other stuff, information, how you can find me, and stuff in the stuff below on gun channels and YouTube down there in the info section. So we've got on YouTube, we got Patriot in the Dark, Jason Stewart, and the Kingpin. Over on gun channels, we got myself and David Boland. So Snob's wife joined us. How you doing? Okay. And on the panel, we've got Blind Shooter. How you doing?
Doing good, Rick. How about you?
All right. We got the one and only Kingpin. He must have walked away.
Just hunting for the mute button. How's it going, Rick? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, brother.
All right. Then we got the one and only Patriot in the Dark.
Sorry, I'm getting chased by a dog.
That's okay.
Hear me running? How you doing? Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Then we got Squibload. How you doing?
Dogs don't even like him. What does that tell you? Thanks for the invite.
No problem. Oh, John Brown Productions joined us on gun channels. Snob's wife's over there too. And anybody wants to join the panel, I put the link on the gun channels page. If you want to join, by all means, jump in. If there's a space, you can have it. All right. Okay, let's start the show. Welcome. It's Wednesday. I tell you, let's have a look. What's it say here? It's been almost 90 degrees here in Indiana. Hot and sunny. Meant to be that way for the next 4 or 5 days. Loving it. So
Beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How's your air conditioning working?
Considering we had so much. Okay. One of my question is, it's not so much. I don't know. Does it affect? I mean, having a disability, going out, like when you go to the range shooting and stuff. Do you think the heat affects us more than a normal person?
I think we are the normal people.
Do what?
I think we are the normal people, but I understand the question.
I think it might have to do with what your actual disability is, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm
sure if you have to wear a brace or something that would be uncomfortable when it gets hot.
Yeah, where I was going with that is like myself. If I wear a back brace, which can get kind of hot and sweaty with it on. Plus, if my back's starting to hurt, then I have to sit down and use my scooter. Then yes, it's a leather looking seat. So if you sit down, if you're wearing shorts and you sit down on that thing, that stuff, a damn thing. But so that's the kind of stuff that I have to worry about when I'm out there shooting. And of course, it's not this. I mean, I guess everybody runs into this same problem, whether you wear glasses or you're wearing safety glasses. The sweat. My glasses keep sliding off down my nose because I'm sweating so much, and But again, that could be because I'm a big old fat guy.
They can fog up too, right?
What?
They fog up at all? Fog because of the
Well, my glasses?
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Only if there's a big change in temperature.
Oh, yeah, if you're inside or okay.
Yeah. Oh, Snob's wife said she won't wear a back brace in the summer. You know? Well, yes. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't wore one today. You know, because but my back is killing me right now. You know, it's sort of like the price you got to pay.
Yeah, and if you're in a chair or anything, I mean, anything that's got to, be in contact with you, I wear jeans all the time. It doesn't matter if it's 90 or 110. I wear pants, so I'm not really a shorts guy.
So you wear long pants all the time, no matter what.
No, because sometimes he's probably Porky Piggin, so don't let him fool you.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I most of the time I have my daughter around, so I don't do any of that kind of nonsense. That's now when she's gone, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for a big old guy like me, I still wear I wear short pants during this. I wear short pants around the house all the time, even during the winter. You know,
Yeah,
this is my around the house outfit I'm wearing right now. You know,
I mean, there's certain things I guess I wear shorts, in the house or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Makes you look tougher if it's 105 and you're wearing jeans.
Yeah, I guess so.
Intimidates those sissy boys that wear shorts and sandals or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, Squid.
I want to get that. I want to get those brown legs. Tan legs. So anyway, moving on. Does any of you guys have issues or do anything different and stuff in the heat wave? If you're shooting at the range or whatever. Anybody?
Sometimes I bring those what are those headbands, or I don't know. I guess they're headbands. They're the handkerchiefs that are filled with the stuff. You get them wet and they stay cold.
Okay,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Factories and stuff, where they're in their or those cool towels or something. I guess I don't use them. But.
Now, don't take this the wrong way, guys. But Snob's wife says I refuse to wear pants in the summer.
But that's okay.
Yeah, see, I'm a little bit different than most people. I 100 degrees out, and it's just right for me. Every day could be 100 degrees as far as I care, and I'd be happy with it. I don't like the cold. I don't like the ice. I don't like the snow. So I don't do anything except for enjoy myself a lot more when it's summertime.
And why in the hell do you stay in Maryland?
I was about to say that.
Well, like I said, my parents are here, and
yeah,
I'm not leaving them. So,
I can understand that. Yeah. All right. I mean, also what I do is on a hot day. I take plenty of fluid to drink too. When I'm out there, because dehydration is something you got to worry about. And I always wear. Plus, as you can see, I never take my shirt off when I'm out in the sun. Never. Besides, nobody wants to see this big, beached whale out there without a shirt on. But I being fair-skinned, and before it all went white, I used to have blonde hair. I burn so easy, so that's why I always leave my shirt on. I've had so much back, my shoulders and back being burnt when I was a kid. I don't do it anymore. So that was all I was going to say. That my next question for everybody, and I think it was you that I wrote it down last week, and I lost my piece of paper that I wrote it down on. But I think it came from, I wasn't sure if it came from you, Kingpin. Something about anxiety and, anxiety in us and people owning guns or using guns. Was that you that brought that up?
No, I don't think so. It may have been, but it sounds like something Patriot would say.
Yeah, all them sighted guys being scared or
Was that you brought that up, Patriot?
could be. I don't remember. That was like 6 days ago, 7 days ago. That's a
Yeah,
week.
it was a while, but as I said, I thought I would I'll keep it for a topic, but I can't remember what I did with the actual question that was spoken to me. It has something to do with anxiety and guns. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I suffer from anxiety, not in the sense that it's a big medical issue, but I don't like walking into crowded places. Once I'm inside, I'm okay-ish, but I don't like walking into them. It gets me all kind. I was okay for some strange reason. I mean, when I went to the NRA, when I went through the door, I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, but I don't think that, but then I first person I ran into was, who did I run into? Oh my God. My brain.
Ohio 45 ATP?
No.
Tardat?
His wife.
Gunpowder Beauty.
Gunpowder Beauty?
That's it. Gunpowder Beauty. I just couldn't think of her name. The picture of her face is right in my. I could see it. Yeah, she was the first person. She actually tapped me on the shoulder and said, "How you doing?" Then the sort of like the anxiety left me right away when that happened. I think it's just meeting strange people and stuff. That's one of the reasons why I like doing this. Is because,
Wait a minute. This is going to expose you to nothing but strange people.
Well, doing this, yes, I know. Because I'm trying to get over it.
I mean, look at this panel.
But I don't know if anybody notices when I go into a room, I'll say hi, but then normally I sit there and don't say much until I get to know you.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. You and Ohio 45 just kind of walked up. Hey, how's it going? And we just went over there and started handling guns. And I don't know. I kind of thought we just kind of. I mean, I met up with Ohio 45. What, twice or 3 times prior to that? I'm losing count.
yeah.
But I'd only seen you here on the shows, Rick. But we just jumped right in and just started talking like. We run into each other. I think it's because we do this stuff online.
But I was with Ohio at the time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think it's when you do enough of these live shows together, when you do finally meet in person, there's that you break through that next barrier. But overall, you still talk like you would on these shows. I mean,
yeah.
That's what I've noticed with all the different gun channels people I've met over the years.
Hey, Rick.
Yes.
You got your gun channels open?
Yeah.
Check your. I just sent you a DM on gun channels.
Have you? Oh, yes, you have.
Uh-oh. Secret.
You can just reply right back in there if you want to keep it private.
Yeah.
I think some of the with that anxiety, I know that maybe visually impaired or whatever you want to call it. I know when I walk into a gun shop, everybody's looking at me. I mean, it's kind of hard not to, I guess. White cane and like after you get up to the counter, it's fine because I fold my cane up, put it in my back pocket, and people that walk in afterwards, they don't pay any attention to it because most people don't use their eyes and look around anyway, especially at a gun store. They're just drooling. But I do know that I, being, blind or whatever, walking in, I mean, most people don't, have friends or people they know that are blind. So, when you're the new guy walking into a place, a lot of people kind of are offish or whatever. And so I know that they have anxiety, especially if somebody knows that I'm into firearms and stuff. Sometimes they get really skittish, but that's why
You mean like when you notice they start talking quieter around you?
or they hold their breath.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. It's like, dude, I can smell you. You stink. Holding your breath is not changing a thing. I know you're standing right there. But
Yeah,
it's a sighted thing. They're nervous, so they hold their breath because they think they can hide, and they got their issues or whatever. But one of the things that I
Patriot, the
did,
first time I talked to you, you kind of took the point and you broke the ice and you kind of took the initiative and you kind of, I think, to kind of maybe relieve my anxiety because it is. I don't.
definitely a shock, and that's one of the things that I do. Yes, that I make jokes about it, and I'll be the first one to laugh and tell you that I walked through the neighbor's yard and ran over their gnomes and did all sorts of crazy stuff, because if I make you laugh, that relieves your tension where you're not wondering, oh, can I say, hey, see you later, or any of those kind of words that sighted people get hung up on, that oh, you can't, oh, I'm sorry I said that, I didn't mean you can see it, but can you hear this later, stupid stuff. So making jokes is definitely something that I like to do. But one of the other things that I started back when my daughter was in first grade is there's a national program through public schools. Doesn't mean your school has it, but look it up. It's Watchdogs. It's dads of such and such great kids or whatever. Anyways, it's Watchdogs. You can look it up, but they're basically for dads. And it's where you take a day off of your busy schedule because kids don't get to see their dads that much, because you work or whatever. So you take a day off, you go to school, you spend time with your kids, you spend time, like an hour in their class, then you go and walk the halls and play at recess and whatever. But it kind of continues from whatever grades your kid's in, and you can just keep going, as long as they're at the school or whatever, and you kind of work out. But that brings your, if you have a disability, that's kind of cool because you can walk around, kids see you, kids are going to ask questions. So it's going to definitely bring you out of your shell because you're going to say, well, how'd you lose your sight? It's like, well, I didn't do my homework when I was supposed to, or, running with scissors or drinking out of the milk out of the refrigerator. You got all those
Or that
different
trip
answers.
to Thailand.
Yeah, that's the kids, elementary kids don't need to know that, but it's just the idea that they will ask you questions, and being around kids. I mean, a lot of people don't like kids because they smell funny and all that stuff, but spending time with kids, and they'll look at you and they'll say, oh, hey, why are you riding that scooter? Why do you do this? But then, they're, especially if they're young enough. I mean, if they're older and they're jerks already, they're going to stay jerks. But, it can kind of help you and them out because then they see, hey, this guy's pretty cool. He can play basketball or he could do this or whatever. So that can help out with that anxiety. You got to deal with kids, which, whatever, that was just how I got through some of the stuff. And it helped out because now there's, a couple hundred kids that actually hung out with a blind guy. So, they're not going to grow up and go, well, the only blind guys I've ever seen are on movies that are, taking the little tin cup, banging it on the corner in the street corner, asking for pennies and stuff. Am I still there?
Well, now, do you think that because you're approachable, because you realize that the other element involved has anxiety too, because you're the kind of person to take the point and break the ice and kind of make it a normal thing and don't be afraid to ask questions and all this other stuff, do you think that might give somebody a false sense and think that all people that are visually impaired are like that, and then they run into a real a-hole and they go, well, Patriot wasn't like that?
Well, see, that was one of the things I kind of learned, and not to bring this all crazy on what, my situation or whatever, but Before I went blind, I was a jerk. I mean, I was, cocky Marine.
Was.
Well, yeah, but if you know me, you know I'm a cocky jerk. But everybody else thinks I'm a nice guy. But but I don't like to talk. I was never a guy that would just run his mouth and just sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk, like some people. So I would. But being a blind guy, you got to speak up, because if you're a blind guy and you don't talk, people are going to walk by you. They're not going to say anything. You're not going to know who the hell is walking by you. So, when you're walking down the hall and you hear somebody, you got to say, "Hey, how you doing?" To know if it's a girl or, a dude or whatever. You can hear, obviously, clues, but, if you're quiet, it makes things a lot rougher. It makes you really isolated. And so you have to kind of step out of that thing. But that's got to go for anybody that's got a disability or something. If you're, you got to step out of your little comfort zone before anybody else is going to, because nobody's going to do it on their own.
Yeah, I mean, that leads into one of your questions that you sent me.
Okay.
If you have a disability, how do you approach people if you need assistance, at the range or transportation or anything like that?
And that question was geared toward a lot of the transportation. Like me, obviously I don't drive, but Uber and all these different ride services. Hey, they'll pick you up from wherever, whatever. But will they drop you off at a gun range? Will they take you to a gun shop? Will they, wait? And there's a lot of different things.
Would they load your gun bag into the car for you and all this kind of good stuff?
Well, if it was Dano, they would.
You got a good point. I don't know. Saying Uber.
I'm sure that's something you have to check out, prior to setting it up. You'll message, "Hey, I'm going here. Do you have a problem with this or whatever?" It's good to ask or whatever. But there's a lot of other things. Just being, like a first time person, you want to get into firearms. You've seen a video and some crazy blind guy shooting. You want to do it. What's that first step? What do you do to initiate something, especially if you have a disability where you can't drive or any other things? What are some ideas that first time person can think of, resources and stuff? So that's a question for everybody.
What I did myself, I researched on Google, looking for instructors in my area. Then I picked one that looked halfway decent, and I called him and told him my issues, and she said, "Come on up." She said, "No problem." She said, "I will." She said, my disability at the time, I wasn't as bad. Well, because of my hip and my hand and stuff. She said, "No problem." She said, "I've handled people with disabilities before." She said, "I've even trained people in wheelchairs." So that's what I did,
mm-hmm.
And when I got to it was an indoor range I went to, and they had accommodation for, disabled people, starting with the parking right by the front door. They had a ramp. It was handicapped accessible. There was a ramp taking you into the front door, and even in the range itself, you could put your wheelchair in your slot there, or you didn't have a wheelchair but you had to sit. They even had chairs for you to sit on. So it was all geared up for that. That was my experience.
That brings up a good thing, because I was thinking about it, because to go into the indoor range at my local shop, you go straight in the door, then you turn directly to the right. They got like that airlock where, so that you can put your gear and stuff on. So they got the one table, but it's like a 90 degrees. You walk in and then you walk through the other door in there. And I don't know. They must have some kind of building code so that you can get chairs through there, but I don't know if there's any ledge or a step or anything in there. That's kind of
I don't know that it has to be ADA compliant.
That's
I don't know that it absolutely has to be. When we were setting up different buildings for the engineering centers that I used to do facilities for, we had to do some research in there because we had a paraplegic guy, and we had to find out what was code and what wasn't. The restrooms had to be ADA, but like we didn't have to have automatic doors, or the width of the hallways and the width of the doors is more about fire code to get out. And a chair should fit down there, but I don't know that it necessarily crosses over to ADA. It's more
Yeah,
about an egress type situation where you don't get a log jam of people. But depending on what your facility, what kind of customers you're trying to cater to, it might behoove you to spend that extra money on those additional ADA entrances and whatnot if you want to try to bring in more, you want to be more friendly to your customers.
yeah. This is a new facility, so I'm sure they went through all that because they're just within the last 5 years, I would say, they've totally changed their perspective on at least blind people. Because before they kind of, oh yeah, whatever, he's in here with the sighted person, so that they would talk to the sighted guy, and it's like, no, they ain't spending no cash. But now it does seem like they, well, to that, or I'm such a jerk, they all know me, so they're just hey, let
I
him
thought
in.
you were going to say maybe you roughed them up one time too many.
No, there's a lot of nice people in there.
I
How
was
much
going
did
to
you
ask,
pay
In
him?
case they're listening.
Blind shooter. So how did you go about doing it as a first timer shooting?
I just walked into the gun range because here in New York, once you get your permit for the first time, you only have 90 days to buy the gun before they revoke your permit. So I just walked into the gun shop. I knew what I wanted to buy. And everyone there treated me as if I was like some kind of freaking astronaut. Like, holy shit, there's a blind guy wanting to buy a gun. Like, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
So it was kind of. So did your gun shop have a range?
Yeah, one of them does. And again, because like New York is so craptastical with the gun laws, like the guys there don't really own much. So every time they come in and if they see me with the bag, they know I'm shooting something that I bought outside of New York and had registered.
Yeah.
So they all kind of want to be the first ones to jump at the counter and, hey, we'll take you over here. Or, do you need help? Do you need assistance getting to your port? Like, no, I'm fine, but I know you just want to play with what I have.
Which that's actually a benefit, I think.
It is and it isn't. I mean, there are times when you want to just go to the range and throw a lead down.
Yeah.
But I don't get me. Like, you build friendship that way. Like, especially if they got like new staff coming in for the first time. I don't know about like where you guys are, but here we get a lot of the college kids coming in to like try and do summer internships. So it's always good trying to like bridge that gap with, hey, you're new here. I've been here a while. Let's get to know each other.
Yeah, let me show you the ropes. That's always good.
See, I would think a little differently than that. If I owned a gun store and either Blind Shooter or Patriot walked in, and even Patriot just a little bit more because he was a Marine, dude, you would be the poster child for my gun store. I would be advertising that the blind Marine comes and shops at my store.
so you'd exploit him. I see how it is.
Totally, absolutely. Don't you think that that's a great story? Doesn't that sound like a great story? That we're so pro 2A and we love America so much. Even the blind Marine comes and gets his guns here.
Here's the thing. I think a Patriot is a poster child, but not quite for that.
Yeah, that's something different. But yeah,
that is a good business idea there, David. I tell you.
See, we come up with all the good ideas over on gunchannels.com. You should check it out. But one of the other things is
you could even have his his avatar there.
Yeah.
As the blind.
You get a free patch, a sticker.
One of the other things is when, especially being the new firearm guy, the guy that wants to buy a firearm, or the lady, calling around for the instructors, that in itself is a task. I know with me, I mean, obviously it's it's a little different than just, any other disability or whatever. But, I had to, persevere and just kind of force myself. And I actually, the guy that I ended up going with as far as my first concealed carry instructor was a Marine here in my area. So, he kind of stepped up and it's like, hey, that's, you do it, you can do it. And no big deal to him. But there was several instructors that I talked to. They were perfectly, oh, this is great. Yeah, no problem. Up until, the blind thing came out and they were like, whoa, well, I don't think we can legally do that. It's like, what do you mean you don't legally? We're a shall issue state. I passed the test. I do that. That's good. Oh no, well, what happens if you accidentally shoot somebody? It's like that is just the same as the sighted guy that took your class last week. That whatever. Anyway, so there was a lot of issues like that, and you have to stick with it. And that was my whole focus of this first time gun owner or whatever. Somebody that's wanting to get into this. Don't let other people's fears control you. That's the biggest thing that I can say. Don't do it. I mean, because there's going to be, for every person that's, hey, come on, let's do this. There's going to be 2 or 3 that are going to say, oh, I don't think you should do it. Just because they're scared. And don't let their fears control you, because that's ridiculous.
Just want to say we got a new guest, Single Shot. How you doing?
Hey, Rick. How you doing? Ice Squib, Patriot, everybody.
Hey.
Well, hello.
Nice having you.
Oh yeah,
Dave.
all right.
Appreciate the invite.
No problem. All right, before we go on, we're at the halfway point. So, I believe you're doing your quick quiz.
Super secret double dog dare ya trivia question.
Okay,
42. The answer is 42.
And it's not C96.
I'm gonna put. You want me to put the answer in the chat for other people to see it? I mean, our chat inside the inside chat here.
I was gonna make sure you.
For I could have help looking for the answers.
That sounds fine.
Okay. All right.
Of course, they should know already.
That's the answers for the people who can see that inside the in-house chat here. And the question for Patriot's little super secret instant quiz. Hang on, I've lost my page now. The question is, this is not mine, this is from Patriot in the Dark. In my last video.
And he cut out.
Oh,
I told it and what it really was.
You got to say that one more time. You cut right out, right in the important part.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I'm having an okay. In my last video, what was the firearm I used? Both what I called it and what it really was. So just type it in the chat there, and we'll see who the winner is. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, I have my show this Saturday at 3 p.m., guys. 3 p.m. Eastern. 2 weeks to come up with the answer, but I'll give you the question again. As long as you get your answer into me by lunchtime this Saturday, you're in a chance to win the swag pack of, a couple of stickers and a couple of patches and whatever else I threw in this box. So the question was, in the movie Crossfire Trail, it starred Tom Selleck as a character called Raphael Covington. He had 4 main firearms. I want to know at least 2 of them, what they were. So out of the 4, just name 2 of them, the make and model, what they were. Get it into me by Saturday at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And you can win the swag pack. There we go.
So any winners yet?
Well, on yours, I don't see any. It might be a carryover to next week at this rate. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, I don't think we have a lot of watchers. I mean, as I said, that's, we got what? There's 11 people watching right now. That's it. You know?
Hey.
As I said, during the summer months, I have during the summer months, my analytics, is that what we call it, go way down. Because I don't blame them. People are out doing stuff. I'm not holding it against. Want to throw that fact out there. So, all right, moving on. Here's a question for you guys. I want to see how you're going to answer this one. What did you do for 2A today? Squib.
I came on this show.
What?
You got to call on me when I'm standing in between two air conditioners. I joined this show. That's what I did for 2A today.
Okay, not much. All right. Who's single shot. What did you do for 2A today?
Rick, I'm always doing something every day for the Second Amendment. I'm very much a advocate, very strong advocate. I am a veteran. I'm ex-law enforcement. And I've also got a lot of public service with the fire department and first responder. So anytime that anybody has any questions, or if they're not sure of something, and I'm not going to get myself into a beehive, then I'm glad to set those folks straight, because there's a lot of this stuff that's just being flat out blown out of proportion. And I'll tell you why. It was years ago when I was living in South Georgia. I've got a step family, and my youngest stepbrother was brutally murdered, and I've held his spirit in my heart ever since that happened, because of the way that case turned out. It did not turn out properly. But do I blame a firearm? No, Rick, I don't, or any accessory thereof. I blame the judicial system, and I also blame the person that was the heinous couple that did this to this kid. He was only 18 years old. So I don't hold anything against a firearm.
All right, great. We're going to have to start picking your brain if you come into these chats more often.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, by the way, Patriot, we got a winner, Jason Stewart.
Yes, sir. Good job.
Oh, you must have his address, because I know he's won umpteen times.
Yep. He's actually one of my Patreons as well.
What, did you feed him the answers?
Nope.
He's claiming it's rigged.
Of course he fed him the answers. It was part of his Patreon stuff.
Yeah. I just put the video out, and he watched it, and I fed him the answers straight through the video.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, Patriot. I'll let you handle that with Jason Stewart on his prize, and you can answer the question. What did you do for 2A today?
Today, let's see. What did I do? All sorts of stuff. I looked up some stuff. I got a hold of some vendors for some things, and I'm working on a giveaway for something that's coming up with Early Watch. I'm getting some things together, some Pro 2A stuff for a giveaway to promote Early Watch and gun channels. So look to the future for that.
All
But I
right.
didn't get to the range or anything like that. I drove by the range. I put the window down and I just smelled and listened, and that's as close as I got today for the.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, I said this. Was it yesterday? I said this when I brought this question up in the daytime chat. Just saying, you went to the range to put some lead down range. That's not. I mean, is that really doing something for 2A?
It's helping the small business, but I think that's the bless you. Really, and I put a thing out on if you're not part of Gun
Bless you.
Channels, you should check out the main page. It's free to join. Everybody out there should be a part of that. But I had posted a couple things about the small local gun shops where they were talking about a couple local gun shops shutting down because of just dried up business and things like that. Or hey, everybody wants to jump on and buy their ammo because it's 2 cents cheaper or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Visit your local shop.
All right. Night Strike. Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. So, what did you do for 2A today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I worked on updating GunTube's Patreon, and I was working on GunTube.org. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's a video sharing website for gun videos.
That's good.
So that's what I've been working on.
If you got, that's another avenue to post your videos where you're not going to get censored.
I'm going to join that.
Being a gun item,
Well, that's your squib.
Yes.
Because if you're squib, you can just make videos and say, just put it on the credit card. And squib, I'm just kidding. I'm just poking fun at you, dude. I'm kidding.
I didn't hear you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, that works even better. No, everybody's walking on GunTube.org, so go over there if you don't have an account already. Make an account, post your YouTube videos over there, or upload your videos over there. Have fun. Just don't upload your entire archive. We don't have that much space. So, just don't kill us all at once. Don't Travis P11 us.
And if you're from Bollywood, that does not apply to you.
No, it's for gun videos in America, not Indian porn.
Oh, man.
And for the record, that Glock is not mine. It's on loan. So I don't own a Glock.
Would that happen to be on loan from Stan at SS Pawn? Give Stan a call for all your firearms needs.
No.
All right, Travis P. David Bowling. Uh-oh, we lost Rick.
Oh, I'm here.
No, we lost the other Rick.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been dropping out the last few minutes of all his shows lately.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Because he doesn't love us anymore.
He gets bored with Squib and Night Strike, and
There he is.
We lost you, Rick.
Hey, welcome to the show,
Right, you
Rick.
guys hear me?
Yep.
Sorry about that. My Mickey Mouse internet went to me. I had to set up my hotspot, so I do apologize. And I didn't hear Night Strike's answer. Did he give us? Oh, yeah, he did. He gave us one about. I was asking you, did you let Travis P1 on GunTube? He broke VidMe, didn't he?
I know he broke VidMe. I do let him on GunTube, but I make him post his YouTube videos onto GunTube and not upload his videos directly because we saw what happens the last time he did that.
All right.
He's not allowed to upload his entire archive to GunTube. Only posts his YouTube videos.
And I don't think he does many gun videos anyways. He's mostly donuts and coffee and
it's chocolate-filled donuts from
yeah,
Krispy Kreme.
Patriot is a little jealous because he doesn't get that, that designer gun coffee or those designer gun donuts. I understand, Patriot.
See the designer coffee, those words don't go together. If it's not as
Or so you missed the middle word.
Black.
Red or gun
It's
coffee.
just black coffee, just like I like my women, strong and as extremely bitter as they come.
I thought you like your coffee like your women cold and bitter.
Just hot and bitter. I like hot and bitter, but you know they can be bitter. They have to be bitter.
They have to be bitter no matter what.
You know? Yeah.
So does that mean if we set you up on a date with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you'd go?
No, I don't think so.
No, see, he didn't say frigid. He just said cold and bitter.
Damn
Or
it.
hot and bitter.
That always gets them at the drive-through Chick-fil-A.
Hey, Rick,
Yes.
you're going to have to keep a stack of quarters there by that modem. Every time you run out of quarters, stick another one in it.
Yeah, you're right there. I'm just out here in the middle, as I said, out here in rural Indiana. Unfortunately, my internet's not that great.
I hear you. I got the same problem up in central Maine, up above Bangor, up to my house there. It's pretty weak signal up there.
Yeah.
But look at it this way, Rick. At least you live in freedom. At least you got freedom.
Yeah,
Unlike
buddy.
where you were living, Rick.
Yeah, I did get away. I did get away from Rhode Island, I must admit.
You dodged that bullet right there.
Yeah.
You just need to get more firearms, and it'll pull in, magnetize that internet. Internet loves firearms, so it just pulls right to it.
Yeah, Rick, we got to get you into an AR-15. You live in freedom now. You can own one, no problem.
I know, but my next purchase, I'm hoping, is going to be my EZ 380 Performance Center. That's what I mean. That's what I really want. So, all right, that's it. You gonna answer that question? What did you do for 280 today?
Did you call on me?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. First thing I joined the early watch, which was pretty good. And then obviously I'm hanging out here with you guys talking about the shooting with disabilities. And I think the most important thing that I did, especially being from the state that I live in, is I followed every single gun law in Maryland's books. And, you know, that may sound stupid, but I think that even if you live in one of these communist states, the best way to represent the Second Amendment is follow the communist rules, because it's not going to do me any good to break a bunch of rules and then have all my rights stripped away.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's what I was saying. Where was I saying in the chat? I can't remember where I was chatting. Like when I went for my concealed carry permit up in Rhode Island, even though it's against the law, and if you actually read what it says for the state of Rhode Island to get a carry permit, it is not written in there that you have to do this, but every police, wherever you went to get it, because you could do it at the local police station or whatever, every one of them wants you to sign release forms where they can check with every rehab center and mental institution in the state. I think there are 9 of them in Rhode Island, for them to send off an inquiry if they have anything on you at all. Mine all came back negative, which I knew they would, and we shouldn't have to do that because you're protected under the Privacy Act. But like you said, you can play the game. I mean, I wanted my permit and I wanted to protect my privacy because I knew there was nothing out there.
I thought on a 4473 it said you had to be mentally deficient, adjudicated.
Adjudicated.
So not a doctor, not a hospital, but a judge, right?
Yeah, it has to be a judge.
Yes.
So then them requesting your medical records is a HIPAA violation.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a violation, but if you know you ain't doing it, they're going to put a big stamp on your application denied. Yes, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. But you have to play the game. I wanted I rather have I wanted my permit, and while I was through there, I was fighting to get that changed. You know, with the local Rhode Island Revolver and Rifle Association. We were doing in-state stuff trying to get that changed. That shouldn't be allowed. But I didn't want to be denied and fight it. I wanted my permit, then fight it. Is that wrong with me?
Nope.
Not really.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Did you want?
Shooter? What did you do for 2A today?
I've been, let's see, calling out the governor for the prick that he is on a daily basis. There's a GoFundMe. Say again?
Does that help?
Oh, it makes you feel a whole lot better, yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like
Your one in New York is something else, I tell you.
Oh, brother.
Let's see, I've been promoting the GoFundMe account for the elderly gentleman that killed 2 home intruders with a quote-unquote illegal gun.
Oh, yes. That I can't. That one is unbelievable. But that's New York for you.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, the guy was he's about maybe 67 years old, and this couple tried breaking into his home, and he had a World War II style gun that legally belonged to his father, but the father passed away. He kept it, never registered it, and shot the 2 intruders dead.
So he got arrested for having an unregistered firearm.
Yeah, they're not charging him with murder. They're just charging him for owning an illegal gun.
Because in the state of New York, you have to register every gun, not just handguns?
Yes, sir.
Even inherited guns?
Yep.
Especially.
Yeah, the inherited things, that they do the same thing here in Michigan with the handgun registration. If there's a procedure you have to go through, like show a death certificate or something, or there's, I forget what it is. It's really not that difficult to do, and it's not really expensive or anything. But if you inherit a handgun from somebody, you still have to register it. Just like if you move into this state and you have handguns that you bought out of state, you're supposed to register them.
And the registration is that form. It's that RI 60 or whatever it is. But yeah, you can fill it out and print it out. I mean, it's easy. It's just a stupid to have to do it, but
it is. I'm not agreeing.
And
with
you just mail it in, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like
you
have to. It used to be
they make it really
the
easy.
police department and stuff to go through a whole process, but I think now it's just filling out that form. It's just like if you get a CNR pistol, they want you to fill that form out and send it in. But part of it you have to have the seller's signature and all. I mean, it's whatever. But.
Yeah. Same thing. If you convert a black powder revolver to take a cartridge, you have to fill out the form as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you build a pumpkin cannon, you have to. Oh wait, that's different.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much a rite of passage in Livingston County.
I just wanted to mention something in the chat here. Unknown user came in late.
Oh, poor guy.
He wanted to know if he missed any quizzes.
He's got detention.
And Jason Stewart won.
Yeah,
So,
tell him the question.
Yeah.
In my last video, what was the handgun? What did I call it, and what was it really?
Well, it doesn't
I bet
matter.
you know. No, I know, but he won the last
that was
one
the
I
question. Did. In Patriot's last video, what was the gun he called it, and what was it?
And it's not the Ruger SP 101, blind shooter.
Yeah.
It's a Smith & Wesson. Come on, Smith & Wesson
Right.
SP 101. Yeah,
All right, guys, we're almost at. We only got a couple of minutes left. See, there you go, Glock 19, and it was a Glock 17.
Yeah, see, I told you.
What's he win?
An attaboy.
Good. Congratulations to everybody in the chat.
You're too late. Jason Stewart won.
Well, he actually won the quiz I had on that video, and he actually passed on his winnings to the winner of this past chat. So
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes, he's a swell character, that guy.
Ah, all right.
Even though he's unknown user.
Yes.
He does have the most handsome question mark on the internet.
All right.
And all joking aside, if you're on Instagram, look up unknown user's Instagram page. It's hands down my favorite Instagram page.
Oh, yeah. I need to start using Instagram. I've got one. Now you even have links to it in my descriptions down there, but I rarely ever use it. It's because I haven't taken the time to learn how to do it. You know?
Well, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll help you out.
No, you're a guru on Instagram, huh?
No, but it's easy. It's just for sighted people anyway, so
Yeah,
it can't be
yeah.
that hard.
Oh yeah. So, my what's the date today? My youngest son is moving to Kansas City, Missouri this weekend. Yes, he's going to university there. He's going to medical school to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
does this mean we can finally get Patriot diagnosed?
How many years I got to wait before I start getting him to take care of me and him rolling in money, and I won't have any more financial problems? Is it 4 years? Medical school 4 years? I think it's 4 years and 2 years as a resident or something, isn't it? Shit, I'm going to be too old to be able to lift the gun by the time he gets qualified, you know? But that's okay. All right, we're about ready here, running out of time here. So let me go through the panel here for any of you guys you want to do some shout outs or plugs for your channels. We'll start with Blind Shooter. Talk to me, Blind Shooter. Hit the mute button. Or he lost the connection again.
It's Patriot's fault. He fucking blocked me out of the goddamn chat.
Oh, is that what it was?
That wasn't me.
I can't look at you. I'm blind, you insensitive.
Wow, harsh.
I am a jerk. That's
So any shout outs or plugs there, Blind Shooter?
No, I'm good, Rick. Thanks for having me. It's always an adventure.
All right. All right, David, the Kingpin Bowling.
Everybody, make sure you check out Early Watch with Dead Horse and Tony tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. And thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. I appreciate you guys being here. Night Strike.
Check out Hit or Miss on Night Strike One YouTube channel every Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. And if you hadn't heard already, there's this new video sharing website that's been around longer than Gunstreamer called guntube.org. Go there and check it out.
Don't you have a show tonight too?
Yeah, I have one on the Roll Call 219's channel called Rants and Rage. Check that out.
That's right. That's around 11-ish, isn't it?
It's anywhere between 10 and 11. Sometimes we go later because it's whenever Roll Call gets home from work because they've been working him longer hours at the gun store.
Okay. All right. So go check out Rants and Raves on Roll Call. What's it? Roll Call?
Roll Call 219.
219. That's it. Yeah. All right. Patriot in the Dark. Any plugs or shout outs?
next week is the 2nd of July. I hope everybody is really thinking about and working on something grand for the 2nd of July's Every Second Matters. Go to everysecondmatters.com. Join. It's easy to use. If you have stuff in your area, post it. It's just like gun channels.
All right.
And and it's the same format. Make sure that you put, the information in there, pass it along, and do something good for this coming up, because 2 days later is our birthday. So thank you very much.
4th of July. All right. All right. Single Shot. Any plugs or shout outs?
Yes. I want to thank you folks for allowing me in the chat tonight. I also have the channel of the same name, and I'm focused on the single shot firearms. Squib, I think you've subbed me there. I appreciate it, and am honored to have you on my channel. So if you folks have a chance to jump on there and check out what's going on in the single shot world, I'm always working on something. And I have my bad days, like the last time I was home. That was a total mess, to say the least. But we're working on it. I got a nice 100-yard range right out back of the house there, so I usually am home once every 7 to 10 days. I'm a truck driver, and
Okay.
so we're roaming all over the east coast here, the northeast coast, I should say, and get up through your area, Dave, quite often. So, like with that, pass on my best wishes for the evening, and hope everybody has a good evening.
All right, and thank you for joining. If you ever want to join, again, just let us know. We'll invite you in. All right, Squib, any shout-outs or plugs?
I guess I'll say this. I find channels to subscribe to, sometimes by dumb luck, sometimes by referral. Sometimes it's just somebody making a comment in the comment section and a live chat on a video, like a live show like this, or somebody who's made a comment on one of my videos, or I'm reading through the comments on a video from somebody I'm subscribed to. I'll click on the little icon there, and it'll take me to the person's page. A lot of times, there's no videos on the page, or they've got like 3 videos from 6 years ago, and that's it. So I know that you don't have to make videos in order to have a YouTube page or channel. I'd like to see more people making videos, but from time to time, it'll help me, it'll direct me. Maybe I'll just be looking for something. I subscribed to somebody this week because I was looking up some historical stuff, and they had a video that had some information I was looking for, and then I decided to check out the channel and come to find out they like a lot of the same things I do. So after looking at about 6 videos, I said, I'm subscribing. So just if you're out there and you're reading through comments or you're seeing names pop up or whatever, just click on, check out the channel. You might find that this person has some of the same interests as you, and it might be worth subscribing to. I kind of have a 3 video rule, but sometimes I'll look at more than 3 videos. Sometimes it just takes 1 video. And there are times where somebody will have a good number of videos, and I'll pick a few at random. And maybe one of them is really something that kind of I don't want to associate with. So maybe that's why I might watch some videos on that channel, but not necessarily subscribe to it. And I don't want to offend anybody, but if you're offended, oh well. But there's a lot of good ways out there to find other people who make videos that is just something that you might like. So just do some looking around. That's all I'm saying.
All right, great. All right, and I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. And in case anybody's interested, because I haven't talked about it, I'm having hamburgers for dinner tonight. That's quick and simple on the grill. You know, with a bit of you know, I said I bought some dollar buns and I threw them in the freezer. So I'll pull them out as I need it. I'll pull them out early today. So I'm going to grill the buns on the grill too. You know, toast them. Mayonnaise, David. You know, put my burger on there. Bit of ketchup, mustard, onion, tomato.
Little green bean casserole, throw it up in there.
Let me ask you, Rick.
Green bean casserole needs to be, the recipe needs to be buried with the woman who invented it.
Why? I don't understand something. I'm confused. Maybe it's like a British tradition or something like that, and I don't understand it. But why would you go through all that trouble to make a hamburger and throw it directly in the trash can?
Hey, I actually the other night what did I make? Anyway, I had some, whatever it was, the main meat item was, I made French fries, and I used mayonnaise with my French fries. Oh man, don't knock it until you tried it. I'm telling you, the German thing. When I lived in Germany, they eat French fries with mayonnaise. It's really good. You can ask Squib; he's even tried it. So.
Last time we went into the local McDonald's, we ordered a couple large fries, somebody ran into the back, came back out with these little cups with mayonnaise in them because they knew.
That's it. It's spreading. It's spreading. It's
They knew.
spreading
It's like,
across
oh,
America.
it's you guys again, the mayonnaise people.
Yeah. So, all right. I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will be here this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're almost halfway through the summer. So,
and Rick,
the day actually it might be getting warmer, but the days are getting shorter now. We've gone past the longest day. So, just wanted to say that. Did you want to say something, Patriot?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if there's anybody that has any questions or they're looking for some information as far as disabilities and that, you can email me at patriotinthedark@gmail.com, and I'll see if I can help you out. There's a lot of people out here that do things that aren't on the airwaves. So if you have any questions or concerns, if you're disabled or not, just hit me up.
Same here. People can always email me too, and if I haven't got the answer, I will forward it to Patriot.
And see, that's one of the good things about this whole, like G-Web says, this new media. You may know somebody that may be a Marine, may be a visually impaired person, may have arthritis, may have any different type of similarity that anybody in any of these chat rooms or any of these panels have in common. And you could go to them privately and be like, hey, I understand you're having issues with your vision. Here's my friend. He'll talk to you. Nobody has to know about it. Just send him an email if you're looking for some help. You can totally do it without this whole confetti and firecrackers and all this kind of stuff with the YouTubes and the internets and all this public stuff. So use these resources. These are Blind Shooter, Night Strike, Patriot, Single Shot, Rick, Squib, myself. We're all Snob's Wife. We're all resources, and if we can learn how to use our resources better, then we can become stronger.
Absolutely.
This is news to me.
All right, everybody. I'm calling it a night. So I said thank you, and I will see you all on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everybody.
Never fear the dark.
Everyone.
God bless you, Ned.